So, if you haven't noticed, Marvel is a bit popular these days. Anyway. A lot of people were introduced to these characters and worlds through that awe-inspiring thing called the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's really cool that people in the mainstream are learning about stuff like Captain America and his battles with Hydra, the formation of the Avengers, or all these obscure characters like Domestic Abuse Man and Professor Comedy Cape. I still remember how I got into most of this stuff. As a kid, I loved Spider-Man, X-Men, Batman, and Venom. That was about it when it came to comics. I hadn't really discovered the rest of the big wide world of serialized, shark-jumping glory we all know and love. My fascination with the medium didn't take hold until after I played the game Marvel Ultimate Alliance, which taught me that there were plenty of cool characters outside of just the ones I associated with. It was my gateway to dozens of new stories and characters in the Marvel Universe. In a world where Thanos and helicarriers are practically common knowledge, I think it would be fun to take a look back at the game that showed me these things for the first time, and see how it holds up today. And maybe make a couple of riffs about all the things that have changed since then. Some people may remember the strange practice that game devs used back in 2006 where they would put out really crappy versions of games on the older consoles to incentivize people to get the new ones that were just coming out. I still remember how shocked I was when I found out Spider-Man Web of Shadows was a side-scroller on PS2. Glad I went with the actual game. These days, if a game came out on both generations, it was the same thing with slightly less extensive graphics and it's barely noticeable. I'm really happy that this game is the same way and the differences aren't distracting. It's really just graphical improvements and more characters. Ooh, look at those 1080p HD graphics they were talking about on the box. Every time I read the back of a video game cover, I feel like I need to read it with a Sonic the Hedgehog voice to make it bearable. 6-axis wireless controller and dynamic gameplay. 2 extra playable heroes. Oh, boy, the 6-axis. The thing that like 3 games utilized and then gave up on forever because motion controls are a stupid gimmick. Alright then, enough background on my experience with the game. People want to hear me complain about dorky shit like Thor having his Ultimate Universe costume and hammer despite this taking place in Universe 616. Gonna be a lot of greater Marvel Universe jokes in this one because this game is essentially just Marvel Universe RPG. Oh, look, a review option on the main menu. Maybe if I select that, this video will make itself and I won't have to do any work. Aww. This game has an original story about Dr. Doom building a massive army of villains called One of These, I think. And he prepares a plan to rule the world. Pretty simple stuff, but it's a story that allows for a road trip across everything from the comics. There are missions spread all throughout reality and space that let you see pretty much everything this universe has to offer. You're just running around exploring neat fictional landmarks, stomping bad guys, getting a history lesson on comics, and piecing together Doom's convoluted plan. It's simple but effective. Not every superhero game needs to have a complex Arkham plot, it just needs to not lie to your face about the characters or be completely incomprehensible and stupid. Right off the bat, I'd like to recommend this game to anyone who likes RPGs and wants to know more about comics. All the numerous characters you meet on your journey and places you go could inspire you to want to read up on a specific location or person. This game was my introduction to a lot of these characters, and my perceptions of them were shaped a lot by its take on them. A lot of why I love Marvel can be attributed to this game teaching me so much about it as a kid. It's an amazing journey through one of my favorite realms of fiction. Now on to bitching about everything. God, this camera angle sucks. I hate this sort of top-down but slanted in an angle view. It's like this game was developed by the director of Thor. Either put the camera behind me or on top of me, but don't give up halfway through deciding. Well, I guess it was the best they could do considering top-down views are awful at showing character designs, and putting the camera behind the player would make it difficult to navigate the huge areas with all these characters running around at once. With a big single-screen multiplayer game, you need to be able to see as much as possible, I suppose.
Hello. I'm very glad you could join the team.
So, the opening cutscene establishes a pretty cool set of characters to play as, but when you come to these shield logo things on the ground, you can switch them out for anyone from this list of badasses. I've heard that on the PS3 version they have more characters than the PS2. Oh my god, they have Moon Knight?! Yeah, this guy's awesome! And Colossus too? Sweet Christmas! Well, now I'm at a loss. I don't know who to have on my team most of the time because there's so many great characters here. Alright, this works. I'm the most powerful force in the universe. Ooh, gameplay. You hit X to do the punches and circle to do a charged attack. Yes, I say circle instead of oh, shut up. Square is a grab attack and triangle jumps. Wait, what if I'm playing as Spider-Man? Oh, hey! Look, I'm doing it, Ma! I'm doing it! Wow, he really takes off. Look at him go. Would you believe this has way better web swinging than Friend or Foe? Because you see, if you try to swing up the side of the Empire State Building with a stopwatch to assess the speed of ascent and finesse you travel with, you'd be shocked to learn. Every character has a list of powers you can level up so they can do more comic booky stuff. You press one of these stupid trigger buttons and then one of the face buttons to do something cool. While playing this, I would occasionally forget about this entirely and just hammer X until everything died. Usually your team is pretty overpowered because you come across enemies one at a time and curb stomp them as a gang. Even some of the bosses just get destroyed by the four of you. It's a great bonding experience, but you start to get a little bored knowing that nothing can stand in your way for the first half of the game. Then the later missions get somewhat difficult though, so you'll just have to power through it until then. Or overpower through it, rather.
Black Widow, I feel we've known each other long enough that I can ask you, are you putting on weight?
You know, this game was actually my first exposure to Deadpool. I had no idea who that was until I played this game the week it came out.
Ah, how I have missed you, mon petit chapeau. Let us run away and live a carefree life someplace exotic, like Pittsburgh.
His voice sounds a little weird in this game because if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time the character had been voiced in anything. And those weird yellow text bubbles give the impression that his voice would be a little rough. I don't know, it works for the time being that there wasn't an official voice by then. Nolan North hadn't done his version yet, so this is what people just accepted as the voice. I even remember watching YouTube parodies as a kid where they tried to mimic this one. The voice acting is generally solid for most characters, and a lot of these are the voices I hear when I'm reading the comics. Especially Black Bolt, they really nailed it. And it's fun that some of the voices were done by fans that sent in auditions in 2006. I wish game companies still did stuff like that. You already know who I'd love to play. There's something strange about comparing the way these characters were 11 years ago to now, because the Marvel Cinematic Universe evolved them so much in that time span. The X-Men and Fantastic Four aren't social pariahs that have their existence constantly threatened or denied. Iron Man's kinda humble and doesn't make jokes every 2 seconds because they started writing his character to mimic Robert Downey Jr. instead of the other way around. There, I said it. Spider-Man isn't a clumsy fanboy and actually sees the Avengers as equals, while also rightfully thinking some of them are full of crap. We still see Nick Fury Sr. instead of his son, Samuel L. Fury, who is an unlockable costume. Jarvis and Vision are two separate people that exist at the same time. Why is Bruce Banner in this game, but they don't even so much as say the word Hulk? What a waste! Hulk needs some positive press. That gives me an idea. Hey, wait a minute, I looked it up and it says the Hulk is only in the Xbox version. Oh, what the hell? Is it because they had a green color scheme? And I can't get any of the DLC anymore on PSN. Damn it, fine. Here, now I have it on the PS4. Where's my Venom? Since I ended up getting all 3 versions of the game, I gotta say the newest gen looks the best. This one has good textures and the colors aren't all faded and washed out. It actually looks pleasant. The boss fights range from fighting just a single random Marvel villain unceremoniously, or a fight at the end of a level with a huge monster or giant robot or something. Something I like about the smaller bosses is that they have special dialogue if you play as a character associated with them. So Mysterio doesn't say much to you if you're just any random character, but if you play as Spider-Man, he talks to him directly and it's fully voice acted.
It was my bag of cheesy puffs.
Oh hey, TJ Miller. I have a suspicion that this is a Peter Parker character model they just ended up using for Weasel instead. Man, Weasel sure looked different back then. Here's him now. Feel old yet? So anyway, the big boss fights are pretty inventive. You have to basically do a mini puzzle to defeat each boss, which is preferable to just hammering a single button at them until they die. Although sadly, this game did come out in an era when QuickTime events were being used as a crutch to replace strategy, so most of them require playing Simon Says to win. A problem specific to the PS3 copies is that they decide to use good old motion controls and it takes 3 tries to figure out what the hell the game is telling you to do. Why on earth was there a point in time where someone thought this wasn't as good as this? The areas you travel in this game range from being really exciting to sort of dull. Locations include different realms near Asgard, an evil circus, hell, the bottom of the ocean, space like 4 different times, a creepy old Asian castle, a creepy old European castle, and steel corridors. I feel like this game could have really benefited from using the Marvel Universe as focal point. NYC may be a little overused in gaming, but it's so important to so many of these characters. 90% of them live there or are from there. It would be nice to get some scenery that isn't a cramped hallway for once. Some of the missions start to fade together in your head because it's just metal hallways with varying degrees of lighting. Here's a dimly lit one, here's a bright one, here's one with medium lighting. Staggering! And my least favorite mission has to be when they go to Atlantis. There's nothing creative about it, it's just Atlantis. Picture Atlantis in your head, that's what it looks like in the game. Who even likes Namor, by the way? Like, is there a huge fan base for Namor that I'm unaware of?
All right. Right. Sure. Sure. Okay. Sure. Right. Sure. Yeah. Yes. Right. Okay.
Wesley Snipes? Were you hiding from the tax collectors in a skill crane machine? Get on out here, buddy. We got bad guys to fight. Now, if you're turned off by the idea of going on this quest with 4 characters instead of just your favorite, there are unlockable missions designed for every individual hero where you learn a bit of their backstory. Then you go on a solo rampage and fight a boss that isn't in the main game. It's a really neat set of side missions. Or if that's not enough, you can just get rid of your squad. Yep, just kick them all out and go do the epic mission on your own. Which is actually pretty funny. I just can't imagine this enormous quest to save the universe being done by just the Thing. Or what if it's just like Luke Cage versus the Marvel Universe? Or what about Iceman interacting with this myriad of characters and going to defeat Doctor Doom single-handedly? Hey, Iceman, good to see you, buddy. Hey, I heard that you're gay now. I know, it's crazy, right? I mean, you think you know a guy, but hey, the heart wants what the heart wants, right? It must be difficult being discriminated against for being a mutant in addition to being gay, but hey, you're not the first gay mutant. Maybe you could go visit that alternate universe where Wolverine and Hercules are a couple. They seem like nice folks to talk to and get some perspective on the whole thing. And hey, Bobby, I'm just really proud of you for being so proud. Okay? That's really awesome of you. Hey, everyone! Did you know Iceman is really gay? Like, really actually gay? Hey, come on, man. It's alright. No need to be shy. We're all friends here. Yeah, he's totally gay, you guys. All those chicks he dated were just beards. Hey, you ever consider hooking up with Mystique again since she can just be a guy? In fact, Claremont wanted her to be Nightcrawler's dad, but the Comics Code Authority decided that every act of the game's story has a hub area with all kinds of side characters walking around, like Stark Tower, where you can hang out in an office or go in Iron Man's lab. Oh look, it's Jarvis back before he was rewritten to be Cortana. Wow, this place is super busy. That's a lot of scientists walking around doing nothing. My favorite of the hub areas is the Sanctum Sanctorum. Dr. Strangelove's house is really cozy, and I would totally live here.
I would rather die than spend an eternity here. Take care, my friends. Tell Scott I love him. And tell Logan I love him.
Okay, so the final mission is built up throughout the game as this assault on Doom's castle. You keep recruiting super people so you can go invade this small European country and assault the home of its peaceful, benevolent ruler. You stick it to the bad guys and also smack around a couple of good guys too for fun. And you save the world, bada bing, bada boom. But then you get this monologue from the Watcher about how much of a failure you are if you didn't do this long list of side objectives. So in order to get the good ending, you have to stop the super soldiers from destroying a research terminal, find Valkyrie's sword, find this old lady's ring in a box in the snow, tell Weasel how to flirt with Ben Grimm successfully, stop Galactus from eating the scrolls, save the queen of the Shi'ar Empire, perform brain surgery on the leader to steal his gamma powers, sacrifice Jean Grey in a satanic ritual, save Mike Pence in Murder World, buy Tony Stark a high-class escort, save Namor from dying due to civil unrest, embarrass Iceman when you're just trying to be nice, and punch yourself! Well, that's one way to encourage replay value. Tell the player they're an idiot for not doing all the side quests. Now, I'm sure as most Marvel fans know, It's not the same as it was. You can debate on the quality of it all now, whether it's gotten better or worse is for you to decide. But either way, it's not how it was 11 years ago. It may never be that way again, and that's part of the beauty of such a real and thriving universe of fiction. It's ever evolving and perpetually growing and shrinking. There's been a lot of controversy lately about the path Marvel has taken, and while some changes are a lot of fun, others make you just wish you could go back a decade when it was all simpler. This game is a time capsule of the Marvel Universe as it was before everything got so political. Before everything started being afraid to have fun. Before all the controversies and opinions and writer egos bled into our place of escapism. This isn't the first time it's been like this, and it certainly won't be the last. This universe is a million little flash-in-the-pan stories all happening at once, and it's easy to lose track of it all. But there's something to love about all of it, even the bad stuff, even the stupid stuff. All these little moments start to feel like drops of rain in a storm. And I know a lot of people do their best to collect them all before they fade from memory. This simple little game about stopping Doctor Doom in itself feels like a collection of those moments. Like a greatest hits album. Like a TV marathon of a long-canceled show you loved from childhood. This game is a beautiful little relic of one moment in time in a medium that'll persist long after any of us do. This is a part of the history. And I'll always remember how much it taught me about this world and these people. How it helped me fall in love with this impossible place where anything can happen. So as much as it has its flaws, like any game, this video is my love letter to a love letter to the Marvel Universe. They don't make them like that anymore.
Yeah, if we're a guy with ice powers, huh? Come on, let's give a round of applause for the guy. He's demonstrated a lot of bravery by coming out. I'm proud of my gay friend.
Howdy everyone, I hope you liked the review this month. I was hoping to get it out a little bit sooner, but as I said before, this one was going to and did take a long time to edit, but I'm really happy with how it came out. Oh, boy, this is a lot harder than I thought it would be. I keep trying not to casually swear because it's the new YouTube. But anyway, a lot of great people helped me with this review. I had Joey the Artist on Twitter helped with some custom art. The Line of Characters did the custom avatar for the reviews that'll be popping up now, as well as some special text for it for the Spider-Man segment. Scrubs Animate did the source filmmaker portion of the review, and he put a lot of work into it. He spent weeks and weeks putting it together and polishing every detail and really ironing out everything. He did a great job. I definitely want to work with all of those guys again in the future. They did some awesome work, and I'm really lucky to have them. I also want to thank all of the patrons who patronized me over the past few weeks since I set it up. I really appreciate all of them, and as promised, all of them are getting their names in the video. A shout out from yours truly. I love all of you guys. You're fantastic people, and thanks for everything. In addition to this, I want to talk about a promotion I'm running for T-Blocks. It's a t-shirt service that sends you shirts in the mail. They contacted me asking if maybe I could, take a look at one of their products and give you guys my thoughts on it, and maybe give you a code so you can go check it out yourself. I honestly have no idea what's in this. I've held off for several days from opening this just so I could get it on camera. Whoa! That's awesome! That's super cool! I love it! T-Blocks is a unique t-shirt based subscription service that delivers one t-shirt to your house every month. Licensed characters from Marvel, Disney, HBO, Naruto, and a whole bunch of other ones. So it's not very expensive to begin with, but you can actually get a 10% discount if you put in this special code, GodzillaTBX. I'm sure I've edited it right here later. Go and type that in and get yourself a discount and go get some cool t-shirts. You can get a cool t-shirt in the mail, and then you can take a selfie with it, and then you can send the selfie to me on Twitter and be like, hey, Xavier, check out the cool t-shirt I got. And I'll be like, dude, that's cool, check out the cool t-shirt I got. and we could have like a contest to see who got the cooler t-shirt, you know? If you're looking for some more videos, you could watch this one, or this one. You could also give this a shot. Maybe this is a little bit of a try too. Who knows, you know? Give it a chance. Might not regret it. Might be pretty cool. Okay, see you around, folks. I guess. I don't know. Has it been 20 seconds yet?